you've been in the business under 5 years, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips that'll allow you or help you to get to 6 figures. And as a bonus, I'm going to share with you a tip or life lesson that I learned 10 years ago from a mentor that changed the way that I looked at my life and looked at my business. So let's get into that video right now. Now, the very first tip, I got my trusty whiteboard here. I'm going to write it down on this whiteboard and then we are going to discuss it. But ultimately, I'm going to share 5 different tips with you and they will lead to a 6-figure business. So if you're struggling, if you're frustrated, if you're overwhelmed, stick with me right into the end on this video. I'm going to share 5 tips here that ultimately will shape your business and move you in a different direction, in a positive direction, to get to the consistent income that you're out to achieve in your real estate business. Okay, so the first thing, let me write it down right here and then we can chat about it. So the very first thing that I suggest is consistency. Consistency is key. What I like to say, the formula to get whatever you would like in your life is consistency plus time equals whatever result you're out to achieve. This is true in real estate and it's true in life in general, whatever you would like. I believe consistency is like foundational to get to anywhere you would like to be in life. It is critical for you to continue to work the process, to stick with something for a period of time. Whether it's your lead gen that you're doing, like open houses, Facebook ads, door knocking, postcards, you have to stick with something for a period of time to ultimately know if it's working or not. You receive feedback and you reiterate. Tony Robbins says there's 4 keys to ultimately achieving what you would like in your life or the result that you're out to accomplish. And it's knowing what you want, why you want it, take massive action, and then reiterate. Okay, so we go out in the marketplace, we get feedback, it comes back to us, we reiterate, and then we go and take massive action again. Okay, so tip number 1, consistency. And I could leave this video right now, and if I left you with consistency and you embrace that and you embody that, it'll change everything in your life. Stay with something for a period of time and you will get a result. Okay, number 2, treat like a business. Okay, a lot of times I think that we don't treat this like a business, okay? We might come from a second or third career. I know it was for me moving into the real estate business. I was coming from another career, a career where I was an employee and I was working and I had that mindset of 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. However, when I got into this business, I realized I'm wearing a lot of different hats here and there's a lot of different things coming at me. And I started to have to embrace and embody being an entrepreneur, okay? And start to look at my life differently. And when I started to do that, things changed for me. I wasn't closed off to certain things and I opened up a lot more. And I started to nurture my real estate business like a baby. I nurtured it constantly, day in and day out. Again, going back to consistency, and I embraced this as my business. So having a little bit of a mind shift and really treating this like a business will alter the way you show up for your real estate business. Okay, so that is tip number 2. Number 3, that might be hard to read, but it says morning routine. Having a morning routine. Win the day. You've heard, if you win the morning, you win the day. Okay, how you show up in the morning, pouring into yourself. I've had a mentor many years ago too that said you have to allocate 30 minutes a day to pour into yourself, okay? And do that in the morning. I also read the book by Hal Elrod called The Miracle Morning. And if you haven't read that, he does have a book, a spin-off book of that called The Miracle Morning for real estate agents. But this is really important too, to ultimately winning the day, setting your intentions for the day. For me, my morning routine has adjusted over the years. However, right now I go to the gym, okay? I say 3 things I'm grateful for. I pray for the outcomes that I would like and for certain people in my life that might have challenges or myself. And I also read, and I typically will read just a little bit, maybe a few pages, not that much. However, I set the intention and I pour into me in the morning. I also listen to one specific song in the morning to set my mood, to really embrace it, to feel it, and envision myself where I would like to be. So everybody has a different type of morning routine. However, pouring into yourself in the morning, yourself, before you go out into the world, will allow you to set the proper intentions and feel good moving forward into your life for the rest of the day. Okay? Having a morning routine. If you chat with any high achiever, anybody that's accomplished great things in their life, I will almost bet each one of them has a strong morning routine that they do not waver off of. Okay, tip number 4, tracking numbers. Tracking your numbers, okay? Knowing where you would like to go. Again, it comes back to what I mentioned earlier in the video about Tony Robbins. There's 4 things. Knowing where you want to go, why you want it, take massive action, and reiterate. Those are the 4 things. So this is really the first component, is knowing where you like to go. And if you're interested in this, I have a spreadsheet put together. Just comment below, goal spreadsheet, comment in the comments, and I can send you a link to that spreadsheet, and it'll allow you to calculate your numbers, okay? It'll allow you to know how many appointments you have to go on. If you'd like to reach a certain amount of GCI, it'll tell you, it's auto-calculated. And also, I'll send you a video explaining that, of a colleague of mine going over that spreadsheet too, so it makes even more sense. But this is a valuable tool, a valuable resource to have, to know exactly what numbers you have to hit your ultimate GCI, what you would like to accomplish if you're looking to hit 6 figures, what that might look like for you. So comment below in the comments, goal spreadsheet, and I will send that spreadsheet to you as a resource, as a tool that you can utilize for the remainder of your career, that'll allow you to know your numbers, and it will serve you moving forward. Okay, so know your numbers, so important. Tip number 5, listing presentation. Okay, so tip number 5 is having a listing presentation, having something to go off when you go into these important conversations. Really, these are the most important conversations that you're going to have. Have you ever heard the expression, small hinges swing big doors? Well, this is it for us as real estate agents. This is your highest money-making activity. You spend 45 minutes to an hour with somebody, and it can make or break your GCI for the year. So this is so important. I can't stress this enough, is having a listing presentation. Now, when I first got into the business, I couldn't figure it out. I didn't have a listing presentation. However, I knew enough to go to the team lead in our office and ask, who are the 5 top people making the most amount of money in our office? Can I have their names? And she gave me the names. I reached out to all 5 of them, and 2 of them got back to me. I sat down for coffee with 2 of them. 1 became my mentor. And I can remember distinctly sitting with him. The gentleman's name was Len. And he said, what do you think the most important thing is in this business? And I said, lead generation. I need leads. And he said, no. He said, when you control the listings, you control the leads, and you have to have a well-oiled listing presentation. It'll make you the most amount of money. And I was like, what? It was like eye-opening for me, because at that point in time, I had no listing presentation. I was just winging it when I was going in to chat with somebody about selling their house. Now, I've refined that process over many years of trial and error, getting feedback back to know what works and what doesn't work. And I've been able to put a well-oiled listing presentation together, but having a listing presentation that can guide you along the path so no stone gets unturned when you're with somebody and everything gets said and all the objections are overcome before you even get to the commission is so important. So if you do not have a listing presentation, start to look into that, start to think about that, start to sit on that, okay? Because it is a very important aspect to this business from my perspective. And I said that I would share tip number 6 with you, a bonus tip that a mentor once shared with me. He said, and this is I was in a mentorship program for a year, and this was about 10 years ago. And the biggest aha I had out of that was surrounding yourself with people that positively influence you. So your environment as a whole, because he said, and I'm sure you guys have already heard this too, but the 5 people you hang around, you become. So start to be aware of your surroundings. Start to be aware of your environment. And what are you allowing into your life? Who are you allowing to speak into your brain? Okay, what are you listening to? Okay, what is pouring into your life? This is really important too, okay? Because this is who you're going to become down the road. They say the people that you hang around and the books you read is who you become in 5 years, okay? So having a mentor or somebody, or a group of people that are positively moving you into the direction that you would ultimately like to go, and you're pouring into that group too, is really important. Again, one of the biggest lessons I learned in my life, especially in that mentorship, was your environment. So as a consideration, I highly suggest and invite or encourage you to look at your environment, who you're hanging around, and is there other people that maybe you could hang around to ultimately get to the goal that you would like to go to, okay? Is there other agents around you that are already making 6 figures that you can ask questions to, that you can be mentored by, or you can sit down and have a coffee with them and ask them what they're doing, what's working, what hasn't worked. It'll shortcut your path completely. It'll shave decades off of your life. I can promise you that. It'll at least shave years off of your life. Okay? So these are the 6 tips that I believe are most important. If you're a new agent in this business under 5 years, these tips, if you fully embrace them, they will ultimately allow you to get to where you're making 6 figures consistently and then continue to increase. Okay, I'm Nick Doherty, and I anticipate that you really like this video. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, because I'm going to be coming out with more content about what you could do to get to 6 figures, and more tips and more strategies, how you could do that. So I'm going to continue to come out with videos. So please subscribe to this channel, and you will see that I'm giving away all my best stuff, all the stuff that I've learned over the years. I'm going to be giving it away for free. I'm going to be shooting these videos and sharing everything that I've learned for you, so you can get the 6 figures consistently too. So please subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't seen the 10 reasons why most agents fail, watch this video right now, okay? It's right here. This is another really good video, and I highly suggest you watch this video too. I'm Nick Doherty, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.